Welcome back, viewers. Today, we bring to you a disturbing piece of news from West Bengal. News of a heinous crime executed with meticulous planning and manipulation. Anima was just 13 when the traffickers came for her. It began gently at first, as a romantic relationship with Rubik, an older man from out of town. He had traveled for work to the area where she lived, in India's Sundarbans, a unique landscape of rivers, mudflats, islands, and the world's largest mangrove forest, located in West Bengal. He had flattered her, romanced her, and then suggested marriage, even meeting her parents. Anima was brought up in a poverty-stricken village where the homes are made from mud and straw. There is no running water and little education opportunity. She shared her small home with more than a dozen family members, including her paralyzed father. The promises made to her by Rubik were intoxicating. "I trusted him. I didn't know what bad things he would do," she said. "This was my mistake." One day, he summoned her to meet him at the local railway station. When I got there, he said, "Let's run away." When I said no, he brought out a white handkerchief and pressed it to my face. I fell unconscious, and when I woke up, I was tied up and locked in a house, she said. The ordeal for Anima only worsened from there. She said she was beaten, tortured, and raped by Rubik, then tied up by a group of men who put a bag over her head, knocked her unconscious, and moved her to another state, Bihar, where she was drugged, bound up, and forced to work as a prostitute. After weeks in captivity, one evening the building fell silent. Though she was still bound up, she managed to free herself and smash open the door, running for her life through the unfamiliar streets of the small town in Bihar where she had been kept. Her cries for help were initially ignored by strangers until one finally lent her his phone and she called the police. In almost every village in the Sundarbans, there are girls and sometimes boys with stories similar to Anima's. Already an area where destitution is rife and about 50% of the population live below the poverty line, the Sundarbans is now on the forefront of the climate crisis. It is the area of India most regularly affected by cyclones. The recurrent climate disasters here have left people poorer than ever. And into that vacuum of vulnerability, human traffickers have come in droves, luring people with promises of jobs, marriages, or simply better living standards. Once trapped, the victims are mostly forced into sex work or bonded labor, sold as brides, or even used for organ and blood trafficking. According to official statistics, about 8,000 children have fallen victim to trafficking across India since 2021. Though that figure is widely considered to be a significant underestimate due to a lack of reporting. The Sundarbans has been singled out by experts and authorities as an area of particular concern. And they have warned that as the effects of the climate crisis continue to take their toll here, the vulnerability to trafficking will only worsen. Subhashri Raptan, who runs Goranbos Gram Bikash Kendra, GGBK, a local NGO that helps recover and rehabilitate victims of trafficking, described the problem as critical, particularly after two successive super cyclones hit in 2020 and 2021 and flooded villages, washed away homes, and ruined farmland. Thousands had to be evacuated from their homes in the aftermath. After each disaster, local cases of trafficking rocketed. The traffickers know how these families are vulnerable, and they come with hope when the situation is desperate and people are searching for something better, said Raptan. They may offer a good job or a good marriage opportunity. They may trap the girls over the phone or in some cases social media, calling them or sending them messages or love proposals. They gain the trust and then they exploit. Saugata Ghosh, inspector of police in Canning, the largest town in the Sundarbans, said that trafficking was one of the biggest issues he had to deal with in the area. Ghosh said that the traffickers often operated as part of a wide national network and would regularly pay local informants to let them know which families in the villages were most vulnerable or desperate for work. After the cyclones of 2020 and 2021, the issue worsened after thousands had to be evacuated from their flooded villages and stayed for weeks or even months in large shelters. According to Ghosh, thanks to a cross-state network of police, they managed to retrieve about 80% of the girls who were kidnapped from the area. But Raptan's figures from GGBK showed a less optimistic picture. It can be very difficult to track down these traffickers, she said. In the last 3 years, we've had 190 cases and only around 50 were rescued. All the others are still missing. The pursuit of justice for these victims can often be a disheartening process. Those who attempt to bring cases against their traffickers often face a lengthy wait of up to a decade before reaching the courts. Even if they do reach trial, the conviction rate stands at less than 2%. The traffickers frequently resort to threatening the girls directly with murder or violence if they file cases. And they also exert pressure on the girls' families to persuade them to withdraw their complaints. Raptan revealed that GGBK, the organization dedicated to assisting survivors in seeking justice, has also faced targeting and threats from traffickers on numerous occasions. Despite this, she highlighted the victims' resilience and their unwavering determination to ensure that traffickers face legal consequences regardless of the challenges. Many survivors have joined GGBK's network to educate other young individuals about the dangers posed by traffickers, she added. However, with the impending cyclone season, Raptan expressed concerns about the future. She spoke of a sense of fear and uncertainty, stressing the need for communities to possess resilience, preparedness, and alternative livelihoods. Ultimately, she acknowledged that nature holds immense power. And that, folks, was the Bulletin in brief for you. As always, stay informed, stay connected.